Developing your management career can be overwhelming, especially at the beginning, because we come from a position where over the years we have developed certain skills which help us become trustful and reliable professionals in our organizations. And when we are promoted, all of a sudden, we realize that we need a total different set of skills that we need to develop to become successful managers. And that transition process runs in parallel to us having to attend the daily emergencies, the problems we face in our environment, the demands that our organization and our employees are putting on us. And we have to think where we can get the support to have that process as efficient and flawless as possible. Because there is no standard operating procedures manual for a manager that we can open and read what to do in every specific situation. The purpose of today's video is to describe two situations, two ways where managers can get support from. I'm calling them the traditional way and the new way. Let's start with the traditional way. I'm calling the traditional way because that was the way managers got support in organizations until approximately end of 1990s. And the process was the following. Somebody was appointed manager in the organization. The organization, not all, some of them, provided some basic trainings on what a manager is about and so on, and they were left by their own. So the new managers got support by observing some other successful managers, how they were doing, and copying and replicating the actions, the behaviors, the best practices that made that manager, that other person, successful. So following that process was kind of perpetuating the culture of the company. Every person was looking at some senior person in the organization to build his own style, his own way of doing things, and this will be the continuation of the management style in the organization. The problem of this process, of this way of getting support, is that new managers were copying not only the good things, the good practices, the best behaviors, but also the malpractices and the bad behaviors and the bad actions that some other people could have been taking. So this process, I would like to say that this process worked for many years, and worked mainly because of the slow change rate in the environment. If the environment is not changing so fast, what somebody else did yesterday and was successful, we can do it tomorrow and be successful as well in our environment. So as long as the change rate was low, that process kind of worked. But then what happens when the environment, when the speed of change increases? And this comes the second way that I call the new way. So when the speed of change increases, what we did yesterday is not valid for tomorrow. What was successful yesterday will not ensure that we will be successful tomorrow. Organizations are requested to be more flexible, adaptable, resourceful, and we cannot get that level of operation by implementing yesterday's solutions. We need to develop a new skills. We need to develop a new styles, management styles, to make things happen differently. So in this new way, in today's environment, when the dynamics of the change bring us to that point of finding solutions quickly with our teams to be competitive, I have found that the best way to support our managers, or the best way managers can get support from, is from two areas. One area is business and one area is personal growth. From the business side, we need to increase our business acumen. And to do that is very valuable working with a mentor. Identifying a person who will widen our business perspective, will guide through our industry view, trends, will show which pitfalls to avoid, and our view will be totally different. And that new view will be very, very valuable in our strategic planning, problem-solving processes, or decision-making process. So working with a mentor is very, very valuable to grow our business acumen and to understand our industry much better. The other pillar, the other area is our personal growth. If we are growing as a manager, we need to grow personally. And it's not a matter of, as I said before, copying and pasting what somebody else did. We have to develop our own style. We have to develop our own way of doing things that will match the market and the environment requests. So the best way to develop those skills and our style is to work with a coach. If we work partnering with a coach, will help us to identify and implement those leadership skills that we need to really develop our own style that is aligned with our personality, our character, our values, our priorities. And by doing like this, we will really speed up that process. It will not be a matter of trial and error, copying and realizing that it's not working. That will be our developing our own management style in an efficient and in a much more reliable way. So from these two areas is from where we will get all the support we need. One is on the business side, working with a mentor. On the personal development side, working with a coach. But don't make the mistake on letting that process to chance. Make your research. Identify who can be the best mentor for you, who can be the best coach for you. Talk to them, interview them, and make a professional engagement where you will identify your goals and they will provide you all the support you will need. If that conversation is interesting for you, please go ahead, subscribe below to our newsletter, and we will keep that conversation ongoing every month. Thank you very much for listening today.